Okay, apparently I'm live. Welcome. So what we're going to be doing today is, I know that's horrible glare on the laptop screen and stuff. Let's see if I can maybe make it a little better. Yeah, maybe. It's not really focused because, Logitech. There you go. Way to go, Logitech. All right, so been having really bad stringing problems with the Cyclops and the Zonestar. Yeah, Phil looks like he's ready for a re-entry or something. So we're going to try a couple things. Been reading online. Hey, Mike Whaley. A couple things to try and get that resolved. So let me rearrange some windows here. Put chat over here to the left. And we're going to look at what I did here. So, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Where did my new one go? What he did was went into 3D Builder, loaded my Benchy. This may stall the stream. Anyway, loaded up a Benchy and then went to here and split it. Because Benchy's a really good test of stringing and printing in general, but I didn't want to print the hull. We just want to print from about the deck. Yeah. So I just split that and kept the top right there. Did that, oddled that, and that puts it dead. And then I saved that out as a Benchy chop, I think. Let's see if I can find it. Probably down at the bottom of the file list. Yep. Yeah, so there it is, down there. All right, so now we'll minimize that. Bring up Slicer. And we're going to add let's go back up one level. Oops. Down one level. 3D Benchy chop. Stop moving around. All right, so we're going to add the 3D Benchy chop. Open that guy. First thing we want to do for our test is under the printer settings. We want to set the motion. Oh, maybe it's not under the printer settings. We want to set the speed. And non-print moves right now is set to 120 millimeters. We're going to go and see how well the firmware is tuned on the Zonestar and set that for 360. Just because that's an insane setting. And we'll see if we get layer skips. Second thing that we're going to do to try and, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's put this down to Z5, 2 millimeter normal. Yeah, discard all those changes. So I screwed that up. So let's put the non-print modes up to 360. And printer settings. Got to go to our extruder 1. And the second thing, the 1.6 millimeter retraction seems to work fine for not jamming the hot end. The one thing I will change is somewhere in here. it's oh, general, custom, extruder 1. I thought it was here. Retraction. I thought there was, maybe it's the later version. I'm running 131.6. I thought there was a setting in here for your retraction, how much to retract before wipe. And that may be in a separate, a different version of the Prusa slicer. Because what I was thinking was changing the retraction speed back up to 10. And change this to 0.5. I'll have to go check that out now. I've got a different version of slicer. But we'll see how that works. Okay, let's go back to the plater. So what I wanted to do was, this is all right, control. All right. So I don't want to add, so what I want to do is add another copy of that. But I don't want to make it a copy. I want to add a, oh, come on, Slicer, you're going to do this to me every time. I want to add a separate STL to make it a separate model. So we're going to put one in one corner and one in the other corner, not too close to the other corner. So what this lets you do, by bringing it in twice, you've got an object. If I double click it, I can click that object and tell it which extruder to use. So I'm going to use one for that one in the back corner. And then this one, I'm going to use 2. 1, 2. All right. Print settings. What do we need? Layers and perimeters, small perimeters. We're going to go 40. Bridges 40. External perimeters 40. That should be fine. Let's slice that. Grab the SD card. Oh, what the heck happened? Oh, I see. Well, got to reload my. Sitting here in the air, the black filament has snapped, and we'll see if we get any layer shifting, and also test our stringing. So on is small short moves, and then test stringing on long moves. You can do and allow the whatever purge to be done, you know, whatever's not to be done in between the models, or it'll print the infill first, which is where all the purge will happen, and then you'll get better color on the outside. So we'll try that. I know this slicer's just going crazy trying to do this. I'm going to hit slice now again. Yeah, you guys could see what's going on. Okay, it's a slicing. Slowly but surely. Guess I could heat this thing up and get the old black out of there. Let me go get a different spool. We won't use black. Oh. All right. That off. Oh. Wow. I'll show you what happened here. That's weird. Maybe it's because it drew moisture. I don't know. Look at my filament. Both of my filaments. Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, the camera's gonna move around. So weight it down. There we go. Okay. So that's done. Let's export that G code. Save that. So not only do I need to reload the black, but I need to reload the gold. Wow. Okay, well, get this preheating. Get that out of temp. Okay, finally saved it. All right. Okay, we're not up to temp yet. Let me get this red spool on the spool holder. Okay, so 116 degrees. I figure where I can put you guys where you can see the turn, what's going on. My cable's out of the way here. And we'll maybe you can see it there. That's the problem, is it needs a Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, get a shot of my fat, bald head. A little far away for that, isn't it? Yeah. Well, when we get printing, we'll move you guys back. What I want to do, so we're at 185. That's good enough. What I want to do is unload. Oh, and of course, it's not going to be easy. So, all this. Oh boy. Okay. See if I can get one side unloaded. Oh. 190. Oh, let's see. Come on. Why is there no good spot to grab a hot end? Okay, we got the golds going through. And that broke off in there. Dang it. So much for that. Really didn't want this stream to be about rebuilding the stupid hot end again. Poke some gold down in there and see if I can. Oh yeah, it's going. I don't know why it broke off down in there, but it did. So put these guys in. Let's figure out which one goes to which. There's that one. It's this one. A nice taper on the end of this. Okay. Same with this guy. Must have been because I left these sitting out here in the garage and we had some rain. Okay. So we got those two. heat, when I fire up pronter face, connect. Nope. Yep. Okay, this is part of the problem I have. Pronter face. For some reason, pronter face and this printer don't get along. So let's do this. Hit reset on our board. Stick in the reset button. Plug it in. Now let's try to connect. No. All right. Let's see if I got slicer, controller. No, it's not connected. So that's good. Pronter face. All right, come on. You can do it. It's just finicky sometimes. Ah, I know what it is. We'll shut that off. All right. Really? Okay, didn't like that. Definitely did not like that. Okay. So it doesn't like being powered on when it's plugged in. So let's plug it in now. It is COM9 Connect. Okay, close the pronter face. Let that get up. Plug that in. Restart pronter face. I know this is exciting streaming, isn't it? Pronter face is all the way up. So what's happening here is as soon as I plug in pronter face and try and get it to connect, that's what happens to the screen. And then I have to unplug it. And that'll reset. And it says the printer's ready. Now I'm going to close. My slicer should cause any problems. Well, let's try it one more time. Try connecting to it. Anyway, this is what's going to happen. It goes haywire. right? Oh, let's fiddle with this a little bit more. Okay, now it says it's done. It says it's connected, but let's disconnect from it and reconnect. Disconnect from it again. Let's do a reset. Yes. Still doesn't like it. Every once in a while, this thing just goes crazy. Okay, I'm going to do a reset. I don't know whether it's the laptop, the driver, or something else. And disconnect, reconnect, and it goes crazy. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Okay. See if we can connect to it now. No. It won't even reset. Okay, now it says it's online. It's got a regular OK. Everything looks good. Let's set the temperature to 210. Fine. All right. Let me see what you guys are looking at here. Kind of, sort of. Okay, I'm going to set this to tool 7. For temp pad. We're at 84. So now we got to wait for it to come back up to 10. Then we'll purge and prime both nozzles. Doing some cleanup out here. All right, I'll be right back. That's going to be warm enough. Keeping an eye on the two Pruses. It had an MK3 had a melty glob attached to its print. They got prints going in there, so that's about warm enough. Yeah, pretty close. All right, 171. Okay, so it'll be a real surprise if this thing has its firmware adjusted right from Zonestar to not kill itself when it tries to wrap it at what the speed that we're telling it. All right, at 208, that's good enough. Let's see it extrude. Both extruders are moving. You can see the filament coming out of there. And it looks like we made a good purge of half gold, half red, translucent red. All right, so I will hit oh great. Now the printer is working, but it's not responding to the control panel. Great. Did I pull some wires loose? I don't know. No, wires are plugged in. All right, powering off. Unplug it from the laptop. Powering it on. Clicker works. Encoder's not working. Oh, that's terrific. So now the encoder's not working. So what did I kill the display? Well, let's see if we've got control of the printer. Yeah. Let's try connecting to the printer. Oh, that's so funky. Oh, now printer faces it. Great. Hey, Creek 3D Printing Space. Well, I'm having fun with Zonestar again. Now nothing's working on it. You kill printer face. There we go. So I can't use the indexing wheel on the printer. I got the Zonestar Z5 MR2. See if I can connect. Error. Access is denied. What? What? And then when it tries to connect, the Zonestar goes into reset mode. Come on. Ready. Says that it's good. All right. Let's go to SD print. Let's eject that. Or maybe it did kill this whole. Yeah. Well, something's dead up here. Probably killed the display. The whole display board, because static electricity, something. There's nothing on the back. The PC board's exposed back there. And I probably touched something and killed something, because it's not recognizing the SD card reader. Well, let's do it a different way. Since it's connected, let's go and we will let me get Interface uninstalled or shut off. Let's go to connect to the printer. So it's connected. We're printing directly from Slick 3R. Back to the plater. And let's say print. All right. Now we'll get this warmed up, and the buttons don't work, or the button and encoder doesn't work. Well, the button works. It clicks. It will recognize that. But it doesn't recognize the encoder, and it doesn't recognize the SD card. Ag. Sorry, I got Slicer covering up the chat here. Just a second. Yeah, ruh-roh. All right. Oh, a Z9. Yeah, that's just the bigger one. They're not what I would call well-built machines. Just watch for missing parts. All right. Are we going? 6. Fan shut off. And it looks like the oh, now it takes a while. I haven't used the controller to actually print anything before. So now it's going to, well, you can pull you over here and you can see it. So that's the Slick 3R controller interface. It's kind of cool. If you click this manual control button, you can just click a point on the bed and the head will move right there. Got pause, abort, Don't really have any graph like you do in Octoprint or anything, but that's the other thing. I should probably install Octoprint on one of these things. Yeah, I do. Well, I don't use Repetier. I use Pronterface. So, Craig, I have the Zonestar, but I have replaced their hot end setup. Whoops. So that's an E3D Cyclops in there. So I built my own bracket, and this just holds on with 3 screws to their little V-wheel doohickey, and built my own fan shroud. All of the fans are their own hardware. Their bed levelers, theirs. I just replaced the hot end because their hot end design sucked. It leaked like a sieve. So we're at 187 degrees. So soon, the bed is warm. So we'll have a benchy up here in this corner and a benchy back here in the back corner, and we're trying to accelerate at up to 360 millimeters per second for non-printing moves. Let's see if that works. And we're printing the benchies in 2 different colors. Doing infill first, and then printing the perimeters to try and give the nozzle a chance to purge the molten filament in there. That happened. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. 2 into 1 hot end. Yes. Well, looks like I've got the bed fairly well leveled. That was a weird little move. Oh, that was the wipe. So it does one of the skirt loops with one extruder, and it's going to do the other skirt loop with the second extruder. I forgot about that. Now they both look red because oh, probably need a little more glue stick up here. That's all right. Well, we'll get her. Let's undo this corner just a smidge. Oh, cool. Well, that's good if you have no leaks. Get that out of the way. Yeah, like I said, mine just leaked like crazy. And I've always had great luck with E3D. So I just went ahead and found it on sale at Matter Hackers. It's only like $85 or something. It's a crazy price for a Cyclops, I thought. So I bought it. I don't understand. I'm on the country Discord right now. Are you retweeting me? Let's see if it's going to do something. Hey, there we go. That doesn't seem like my settings are right for that wipe. Okay. Oh, and I'm printing it with a brim, so that's part of what's going on here. Well, that seems decidedly odd, motion-wise. Well, it seems like it handles the 360 okay, but I don't know what the firmware says we're wrapping at. Oh, no, I'm not on Country's Discord. I get too many alerts as it is with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email, and various other things. I don't need more. And the stupid thing about YouTube is if I check into one device, because I have like 4 computers and my phone, it's got to give me alerts everywhere, even though I've already seen it. It's like, dudes, alert once and then we're done. All right, well, we're getting something. So this is a chopped benchy. So I chopped off the bottom of the hull, and we're printing the infill before the perimeter to try and give the hot end a chance to purge colors. I'm not sure. I forgot to check how many top and bottom layers I said. So, okay, that one looks like it's going to be a red benchy. That's a good looking first layer for this printer. Back there. So, are you having stringing issues with your mixed extruder for the Zonestar? Does it turn out pretty stringy or is it pretty clean? Because it didn't matter. I was having stringing issues even before I switched to the Cyclops. And second thing is, what are your settings that you're using if you're not having stringing issues? And what slicer are you using? Okay, yeah, that's definitely going to be a red benchy. No stringing. Okay. How much retraction? I know that if you're using firmware retraction, the firmware is set up for some insane, like 13 millimeters. Wow. Okay, 7 millimeters. So right now I'm using 1.6 millimeters. I've gone as high as 3.6, but then I end up starting to have jamming. It kind of messed up that first layer back there. That's all right. It'll make it. Okay, let's see if we can't really see underneath there. There's so much stuff. And hopefully this one's going with gold. I see the gold extruder motor turning. 13 millimeters too high. Yeah, hero profile. 10 millimeters on switch. So here's the thing: is you probably don't want any retraction on nozzle switch, because all you're doing is pushing molten filament back up the retracted side if you've got too much. So on this one, I'm using 0 millimeters on nozzle switch. Because I was thinking that that was what was causing a lot of the jamming, was having retraction on the nozzle switch. Can't really tell what's going on under there. Yeah, that makes some sense. So basically, I'm got a string issue, too much molten filament on. Yeah, well, but I can't really change how much molten filaments in the hot end. But one thing they do warn about is if you like pull the filament too far back, you'll push the molten filament back up the throat into the cold end, and you'll get a jam. Now, I don't know if the Chinese hot end doesn't have that problem, but I was having that problem with mine, and having it leak at the same time. So maybe I just got a bad one. Okay, that's definitely a gold benchy. And right up at the front, right at the bow of it, you can see the purge from red to gold. Four millimeters. Okay. Yeah, I know it's a kind of a weird thing trying to balance that. I've never had to tune a Bowden system. All my other printers are direct drive. So I went up to 3.6 millimeters and was having some problems, but we'll give it a shot. We're tuning and playing with stuff. I know that. What slicer are you using, Craig? Oh, you're using Cura, right? That's what you said? Yeah. Well, any way you do it, even if you do retract, you're always going to have that bit of the leftover color in there to push out of the way at some point. So it looks like we're handling those travel moves pretty okay. We're getting some very small strings, not a lot. And that might be maybe add another 0.5 millimeter or so to the retraction. I'm just happy to get the extrusion working. Do you have a lot of skipping on the extruder motors when you try and print first layers, Craig? The prime tower. Well, we're trying to print without prime tower. Okay. So what I was getting was extruder skipping. Have you tuned or calibrated the extruders to make sure that you're extruding the right amount of filament? Because I found that mine was under extruding by quite a bit. Okay. So you are aware of the limitation that the tuning it from the front panel only affects extruder 0, not both extruders. Same with your multiplier. And yeah, it's something else. So how much wipe do you use? Oh, Zonestar did that on purpose? That just seems like sloppy way to set up your firmware. I mean, setting it up for under extrusion on purpose is, I don't know how you're going to get accurate prints. That's more for setting it up to print just decorative things. So by printing my own carriage, I trimmed about 26 grams off of the weight of the X carriage. Yeah, okay. I did go into the firmware, and if you notice, the Z hop is really fast now. So that's about 6 times the stock top speed that the firmware came set to, and it seems to handle it just fine. Retraction speed is right now set to 10 millimeters a second. A little slow, but that's basically to give more time for the wipe. I must have an old version of Slick 3R out here, because I thought there was a checkbox or a box you could put in amount of retraction before wipe, a percentage, and I was going to set that to 100%, but I don't see it on this box or on this version, so I may have to download a newer version and see what gives. Yeah, 40. Yeah, I had it at 40. And it works fine, but like I said, I was trying to get rid of stringing, and you can see, maybe you can't see, there are some little strings still. Oops. Cable. Cable, you're getting a clip on here. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yep, I can already tell that that's too stringy. So we'll stop this, and let's go try Craig's settings. Let me abort that. Go to manual control. See, plus 10. All right. Let's go back to the plater. Oh, I guess I got to get out of that. Back to the plater. Hit settings. Oh, yeah, I got fill density at 50%. Let's turn off the brim. Two loops. We've got 4 loops. We've got that there. Go to the retraction length. We'll go up to 2.5. Make the retraction speed 40. Like while retracting layer change. Sure. I'm leaving the retraction length at 0 for the nozzle swap. I'm going to just say print. Well, as soon as I clear the bed off. I had a glue stick out here. I bought a whole bunch of glue sticks, and now do you think I can find them? No. All right, let's give them a little bit to there. Why do you open so small? X. Home X. There we go. All right, glue stick. All right, let me say later. Slicing. Okay. Yeah, well. Yeah, well, without the retraction strip switch, you just put more retraction on the filament you're using. But